The Pittsburgh Steelers could make another run at Darius Slay this off-season after previously showing interest in him the last time he was a free agent. The Steelers need a cornerback to complement Joey Porter Jr., and while the market has already offered several attractive options, a new name has just emerged as a potential top target for the team. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Philadelphia Eagles plan to release Darius Slay. The franchise will designate him as a post-June 1 cut, allowing them to free up $4.3 million in cap space. This means the veteran cornerback will be available in free agency, and multiple teams could be interested in signing him. Slay, 34, is a 6-time Pro Bowler and a 1-time All-Pro in his career. While he is in the final stretch of his career, he does not seem ready to retire just yet. His experience and skills still make him an intriguing option for any team looking to bolster its secondary. Among Slay's possible destinations, a return to the Eagles or the Detroit Lions, where he played his first 7 NFL seasons, has been mentioned. However, the Steelers are also shaping up as a potential landing spot. Back in March 2023, the Eagles had already considered releasing Slay, allowing him to explore a possible trade. However, when no team was willing to take on his contract, Philadelphia was prepared to release him to save $17.5 million in cap space. At that time, the Steelers attempted to recruit Slay but ultimately ended up signing Patrick Peterson. Now, with another opportunity to acquire him on the market, Pittsburgh could pursue him again and strengthen its secondary with a high-level veteran. While Pittsburgh might be interested in signing Slay, the feeling could be mutual. After the Steelers' Week 15 loss to the Eagles last season, Slay himself praised Mike Tomlin and made it clear that he would like to play for him at some point in his career. Everybody knows who Mike Tomlin is. You know what I mean? One of the greatest coaches of all time. I love Mike Tomlin. If I wasn't playing for Nick Sirianni and the Eagles, he'd be one of the coaches I'd want to play for. Just because I've heard great things about him. I've met him a few times. We had great conversations. I respect what he does over there, and he respects my game, Slay said on his podcast, Big Play Slay. Over the past 2 seasons, Slay has missed a total of 8 games and has shown a slight decline in performance. However, he remains a reliable player who could bring a lot to Pittsburgh's defense, especially in a secondary that still needs reinforcements. The Steelers have been looking to improve their cornerback group, and adding a player with Slay's experience could be an ideal solution. Additionally, his football IQ and leadership could be key in developing Pittsburgh's young defensive backs. The free agent market is moving quickly, and while Pittsburgh has already made some key moves, the opportunity to sign Slay might be too tempting to pass up. His connection with Tomlin, his desire to keep playing, and the Steelers' need for secondary help make this an option worth considering. What do you think, Steelers fans? Would you like to see Darius Slay in Pittsburgh's defense? Do you think he would be a good addition to the team? Let us know your thoughts, and stay tuned for more Steelers and NFL news. Attention, Steelers fans. Rumors are heating up about a possible new quarterback on Pittsburgh's radar. While recent talks have focused on Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, a new name has entered the conversation. Sam Darnold. Yes, the same quarterback who had a great season with the Minnesota Vikings. But does Pittsburgh really intend to go after him? We break down all the details in this video. Before analyzing Darnold's chances of landing in Pittsburgh, we need to look at the current quarterback situation. With Fields and Wilson in the mix, GM Omar Khan has made it clear that re-signing at least one of them is a priority. However, some reports suggest uncertainty about their futures, which could push the Steelers to explore other options in the market. Justin Fields recently joined the team, but his long-term role is not guaranteed. While his mobility and athleticism make him an electrifying player, doubts about his passing development remain. He has the talent to be a franchise QB, but the Steelers are still evaluating whether he's the best option moving forward. Meanwhile, Russell Wilson is a Super Bowl-winning veteran, but his performance has been inconsistent in recent seasons. His leadership and experience are invaluable, but the big question is whether he still has enough left in the tank to keep Pittsburgh competitive in a loaded AFC. The decision on which QB to keep will be crucial for the franchise's future. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, the Steelers haven't been ruled out as a potential landing spot for Sam Darnold. While teams like the Giants, Raiders, and Titans are also interested, Pittsburgh could emerge as a serious contender depending on what happens with Fields and Wilson. If both leave, the Steelers might strongly consider Darnold as their starter for next season. The Minnesota Vikings could let Darnold walk in free agency, and if that happens, the 27-year-old QB would be one of the most sought-after players on the market. Last season, he threw for 319 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions, led the Vikings to a 14-3 record, and was a finalist for Comeback Player of the Year. With those numbers, it's easy to see why multiple teams would be interested in signing him. However, concerns remain about Darnold's consistency. His early years in the NFL were rocky, struggling with both the New York Jets and Carolina Panthers before his breakout season in Minnesota. The question is, was last season a true breakthrough or just an exception? Can he maintain that level and lead the Steelers to the playoffs? For Pittsburgh, deciding on a starting quarterback is one of the most critical moves this offseason. If they go after Darnold, they'd be betting on a QB with high upside but a history of inconsistency. Sticking with Fields or Wilson could bring more stability, allowing the team to build around them. Another option is drafting a young QB to develop within the system. However, that route would take time, and the Steelers appear to be in win-now mode, making an experienced quarterback like Darnold a more attractive choice. A key factor to consider is the financial impact of signing Darnold. A big contract could limit Pittsburgh's ability to make other key acquisitions in free agency, potentially weakening the team's depth in critical positions like the offensive line or secondary. The Steelers must decide if investing in Darnold is worth it or if those resources should be allocated elsewhere. Additionally, Darnold's fit in Pittsburgh's offensive system is another important aspect. Despite his strong season in Minnesota, he has struggled with consistency in the past. Adjusting to a new team and playbook could be a challenge. However, his raw talent is undeniable, and if the Steelers can maximize his potential, he could be the missing piece to push them into contender status. Steelers Nation, what do you think? Should Pittsburgh go after Sam Darnold, or should they stick with Fields or Wilson? Is he the right QB to lead the Steelers next season? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this update, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any Steelers news. See you in the next video with more exclusive updates.